The music was too loud for the room to feel that tense. Laughter bounced off glass walls. Champagne flutes clinked. Someone was telling a joke that didn't land. And then I saw her. Not all at once. Not clearly. Just wrong. My wife stood near the bar, her back stiff, shoulders pulled in. A man leaned too close. His hand hovered where it didn't belong. Not touching yet. The kind of proximity that pretends to be casual but isn't. The kind that dares you to react. She smiled. That's what shattered me. Not a real smile. The kind she used when she wanted something to end without causing a scene. I didn't move. Didn't interrupt. Didn't raise my voice. I watched. The man said something into her ear. She flinched, barely, but I saw it. And then, just for a second, she looked at me. Not with relief. With fear. That was the moment I understood this wasn't a misunderstanding. This was a system. I told myself not to jump to conclusions. That's what rational men do. They collect data. They don't explode on instinct. But as the night went on, the pattern sharpened. The same man, the same closeness, the same hand that never quite left her space, and her quiet, controlled shrinking. This wasn't flirting. This was endurance. On the drive home, she said nothing. Neither did I. The silence was thick, unnatural. She stared out the window like she was calculating something. Escape routes, maybe. When we got home, she went straight to the shower. I sat on the edge of the bed and waited. The water ran longer than usual. I checked her phone. I'd never done that before. Not once in our marriage. But that night, my hands didn't shake. There were no explicit messages. No affair. No secret lover. Just a chain of emails from her supervisor. Late nights. Unnecessary compliments. Jokes that read differently in context. Requests framed as favors. And one message that made my chest go hollow. You know how these things work? Don't make this difficult. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I needed to know how deep this went. I became observant. Quiet. I watched her mornings grow heavier. Her shoulders tense before work. Her laughter disappear at home. I noticed how she flinched when her phone buzzed. I pulled phone records, reviewed company policies, cross-checked timelines. The more I learned, the colder I became. He wasn't just a supervisor. He was the supervisor. HR protected him. Promotions flowed through him. Complaints died in his inbox. And my wife? She was being cornered. Slowly, professionally, legally. He never touched her. That's how he stayed clean. He implied. He suggested. He made survival feel conditional, and she carried it alone. Until that party, that was his mistake. Because now I had witnesses, footage from the venue cameras, emails saved to a cloud he didn't know existed, voice notes she'd recorded during panic attacks she thought I never noticed. I didn't rage. I prepared. The next week, I walked into her office building unannounced. Not angry, calm, focused. They were in a meeting. Glass-walled conference room. Executives. HR. Him. I waited until he saw me standing there. Then I walked in. I placed my phone on the table and pressed play. His voice filled the room. Smooth, manipulative, certain. I can make things easier for you. Or very difficult. Silence swallowed the room. I slid printed emails across the table, highlighted, time-stamped, organized. Then I looked at my wife. Not accusing, not angry, just steady. You don't have to explain, I said. I already know. She broke. Not in tears, in relief. He tried to speak. I cut him off. This meeting is being recorded, I said. And so is your reaction. He didn't sit down after that. I didn't threaten him. I didn't yell. I simply handed HR a folder. Inside were complaints from 3 other women, archived, ignored, and a formal legal notice from our attorney. Wrongful conduct, coercion, abuse of authority. Then I did the one thing he never expected. I thanked him for teaching my wife how power really works. The room was silent as security walked him out. He didn't look at me. He couldn't, because power doesn't scream when it wins. It leaves quietly. That night, my wife cried, not because of what happened, but because it was over. I held her, not tightly, just enough. Some things change you. Some things clarify you. I didn't feel like a hero. I felt awake. The world hadn't broken us. It had shown us where the rot lived, and I had cut it out cleanly. No rage, no mercy, just precision. Because the truth doesn't need violence to destroy a lie. It only needs to be seen.